Hey, Mark Walters here, and I'd like to welcome you to today's edition of Real Estate Strategies. Now, this one may have a very impactful effect in your life if you take the actions that can create that. Now, what am I talking about? Well, the focus on today's episode is really creating the actions, deciding what they are, that can dictate your goals and your purpose in your life. It can be in your business, can be in your professional life, all kinds of things when you take this model and just run with it. So considering we're talking about real estate investing, first of all, let's talk about what I'm really referring to. When you've got a goal in mind, something that you know that you want to accomplish, and in real estate investing, you know, it could be that you want to buy your first house, or you want to buy a handful of houses for a rental portfolio, or you want to say that I want to buy a certain amount of houses in a certain amount of time that you can flip and get certain chunks of cash. You're going after certain numbers there. Whatever the case may be, you've got goals in mind, which is great. First of all, a lot of times we're distracted by so many things in this world, especially nowadays, that it can be overwhelming, and a lot of times we don't get traction on the goals that really mean the most to us. And it could be that we've got them in our heart, we've got them in our mind, we're thinking, well, one of these days I'm going to do it, or today's the day, and then something happens and we just don't get that momentum going. So there's a few different ways that you can combat that, but the first thing to realize is what is the goal that you want to accomplish. Second, start to set a date to when you want to have it accomplished. All of a sudden the clock is ticking, and human beings, we respond to a time frame, especially when we're getting to the end of that time frame, right? Have you ever had a sale that's about to end and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to get there, I've got to get this item, all kinds of things you don't want to miss out on. Well, how about not missing out on the goals that mean the most to you? So set a deadline for when you want something to be accomplished and really take it seriously. Know in your heart, I've got to accomplish it by this time. And then start to reverse engineer that. So it can be really simple. Think about it like this. When you go on a trip, you plan things. You know, all right, on a certain date, I'm going to be going to a certain place. I need to have certain things set up. I need to have my luggage set up. I need to have the right kind of clothes. I need to have the itinerary. I need to have the map to the different places that I want to go. And it could just be in your phone, which is fine. There are plenty of apps that can help you with real estate investing. But the point is, you've got different steps along the way that are going to help you accomplish that goal of whatever trip, whatever wonderful thing that it is that you're going to be doing. So start to think of that with the goals that you've got in real estate investing. If you've got a certain outcome that you want to accomplish in your business, whether you're just starting or whether you're a seasoned pro and you just want to take your game to the next level, give yourself a date that you want to accomplish certain things. And then start to put little actions towards that goal so that each day you are getting a little bit closer to it. Because big goals, we don't get them done just like that. And so in our mind, a lot of times we think, gosh, it's just going to take so much effort. Someday I want to do it, but today's not the day. Well, when you think like that, as we all know, we oftentimes don't accomplish the big goals that we want. So it's just like an anthill. You've got a bunch of ants that are just moving a little bit of pellets here and there. Before you know it, it's this great big thing. And I've certainly noticed that in my life. I'm sure you have too, where something that you wanted to accomplish, you just pecked away at it day after day until, boom, there was a big accomplishment. So that's really the secret. Now, the other thing to consider is when we start to have a deadline that we are actively going towards, well, if you don't get to the things that you know that you need to, pretty much earlier in the day, a lot of times it becomes a weight on your shoulders, and that's too much. So one of the things that you might consider is the first part of the day, if you can do it, and I know you're very busy, I know you've got a lot of things going on, but if you can just put something into motion, then you've got some momentum going. And when your brain starts to feel that you've got some goals that you want to reach, you've got a deadline, and your brain realizes that, hey, we're putting this into action, all of a sudden it can start making things happen for you, because a lot of the goals that we set and attain, it's all about mindset. It's the things that we think, okay, I can do this, I'm doing this, I'm building momentum, I can't wait to get to the next step. All of a sudden, our brain is our ally. When we start to think something is insurmountable, our brain thinks, no, we can't do that, and wants to protect us. Because it feels pain. But when we start to feel good about the things that we're doing, all of a sudden, your brain starts to give you those signals that it's pleasure. And all of a sudden, your goal becomes a passion that you can really start moving towards. So when it comes to real estate investing, what I suggest you do is pick 5 things that you know that you need to be doing. Now, if you're trying to acquire real estate, well, you could be going after motivated home sellers. So, you're placing ads, you're reaching out to people, you are making offers, you're doing counter offers, you're talking to people, you're checking out areas, you're checking out different apps that you can be using that can streamline a lot of what you're doing. Now, you can find things like that over on my website, creatingwealthclub.com/hot. I've got a lot of resources there. But the point is, when you start to do just a few things a day, well, all of a sudden, when you do that each day, well, day 1, maybe you've done 3 things or 5 things. Day 2, same thing, 3 things, 5 things. All of a sudden, that's 6 things or 10 things. Day 3, all of a sudden, that's 9 things or 15 things. Day 5, day 10, day 30, a month later, you've got some serious momentum in a direction that you can take hold of, and your brain is just pulling you towards that outcome and that deadline that you've set in the sand, so you know, okay, I've got to get this done. All of a sudden, it is a cause that you can get behind, that you can feel passionate about, and that's really just an incredible advantage that you've got when you just start to plan these things, set a deadline, know some of the action steps to take, because without action, it's just a dream. And I want you to make it a reality so that that goal becomes a purpose in your life. Now, you can be doing that in real estate, you can be doing that in your personal life, in your relationships, in your fun times, things that you're passionate about. All of a sudden, your life has some momentum in all different kinds of direction, and you then are balanced and you're feeling good in all different ways of your life. It can be in health, exercise, the way that you're eating, all those kinds of things. So I hope that gives you some incentive to start planning out some things, give yourself a deadline, and then put it into action. Always have to have the action. Now, before I go, I want to give you something for free. That is my Real Estate Investing Success Kit. I put all kinds of great things that can help you with your real estate investing. Along that line, it can also give you some ideas for things that you can be doing each day as you're trying to reach your goals. To get that, simply go over to creatingwealthclub.com/kit and download everything that's there for free. Until next time, I'm Mark Walters, and I look forward to sharing more with you very soon.